Hello, myself Sunil Ramdarshan. This is basically part 88th number formula. So here basically we are discussing about the third question basically. That is basically if condition while loop for loop basically is created from thousand cities. So basically nobody will believe basically because this is same as text box equal to thousand cities. So text box is created on the base of thousand cities. If anybody says that how text box is created, then basically you can easily able to give the answer. Basically, nobody will ask the question because this basically very less people knows that text box is created on the base of thousand cities. So this type of question basically nobody will ask. But basically for knowledge, basically you should know that if the text box which you are using that basically required money also, that required investment also, that basically they are this all stuff basically on behalf of you basically the banking people are doing. So you should basically should know the how much basically hard work banking people are doing, the banking investor are doing for you basically. But that is basically connected with the tax basically who have the more than 7 lakh salary. So according to the tax amount and the investment basically the software professional do for that basically. And here basically one thing I heard noted here, that is basically the government don't invest the bank basically, and banks and government basically don't invest everybody's money basically. They select the money which they want to invest basically. So like this basically I have heard this is new basically. I thought basically the entire money, basically, whatever tax amount you get, the bank and the government gets, that basically entire money is invested into the text box creation, combo box creation, like this basically is used into this. If conditions is there, for loop is there, but it's not like that. Selected monies are used. So this was basically for new for me also. So like this basically we are talking about here is if condition for loop basically are created on the base of thousand city. So basically how you can say this? I will take one example basically. In this world basically software industry is there, right? In software industry basically when the software industry was created that time basically the one assume that there are in this world basically there will be 1 lakh projects. So this is the maximum project basically which is going to have. That is like CRM is there, ERB is there, billing is there, restaurant billing project is there, then banking projects are there. Like this, basically, there are 1 lakh types of projects basically, which are unique 1 lakh types of projects that is going to exist. So for that, basically the people who are expert in each and every, for example, each and every projects like billing projects, like CRM projects, like banking projects, each and every people, each and every groups, each and every people basically who are expert into this, there basically groups has been created. For example, CRM projects experts basically. Assume there are 200 to 300 people collected set of requirements basically of the CRM projects, and they collected each and every conditions also of the CRM project. First they designed the form, then they designed each and every fields, then they design integrated the each and every fields. Like this basically they have integrated the entire CRM system, and they collected uh, uh, around 1 lakh condition from one project. So from CRM project only they collected 1 lakh conditions. So just see basically how the each and every mappings are done and each and every things are mapped basically. So 1 lakh condition is done. So 1 lakh project, one project equal to 1 lakh. Like this basically there are 1 lakh project multiplied by 1 lakh conditions. Like this basically it comes to more than 100 crore conditions basically you can say. So it's more than 100 crore conditions for 1 lakh projects basically. You can just imagine. So these all conditions basically has to be on creation basically. So whenever the CRM project gets executed by the set of groups basically, that time basically whenever the conditions are getting added in the CRM project, that time basically the physical location where this entire CRM conditions are created, the maximum the boundary of the CRM project basically you can say. the boundary designed of the CRM project, that basically area basically we can say. For example, there are 500 cities created for the specially for the CRM project. So that basically all the conditions are there in this 500 cities basically that are created in many cities. Many complexes are created like this. Each and every condition whatever CRM project is going to, just see basically up to what level basically the creation has done of the if condition also, while condition of, and for loop conditions also. Just basically nobody can able to think up to this level basically you can say. So each and every conditions are already created. New project came into picture. That is basically CRM project. The CRM project started basically you can say. So the conditions also started. So each and every, for example, few people told that we are going to create vegetables from the CRM project. So basically, whenever the conditions comes into the picture, the energy companies is going to jump to that 500 cities basically. Like this basically generally conditions are already prepared and the maximum order is already drawn basically. So within that border only the conditions is going to be checked. So each and every conditions are checked, and then basically the human resource, so human needs are very getting made here. Basically the human needs is vegetable creation. So from CRM project the vegetable creation is ongoing. Like this basically each and every conditions are there, 100 more than 100 current conditions are there. For that basically set of cities are created. Whenever the new project comes into picture of the CRM project, the conditions are going to their city, and they are going to check it. This is basically energy levels and software levels and physical level also happens. So first basically physical levels happens, then basically it comes to energy levels. Like this basically generally steps are there. Nuclear companies checks. There are many check power companies do the checking. Like this basically energy companies do the checking. Like this basically there are many process basically you can say more than thousand process basically happens just to clear the human needs basically, to fulfill the human needs basically you can say. After that basically the many steps are there. Like this basically there are many more than thousand steps, then only basically the human needs gets created. Like this basically the if and condition is there, loops are getting used. Like this basically generally cities are created for this if while do condition basically. So this is same as basically text box you can say, where text box was created on the base of thousand cities, and the thousand cities are connected with this text box. So it's a direct connection you can say. Whenever anything happens to that city, that basically the text box is going to 100% going to effect. That is basically the process of the text box is going to effect, but the backup is there basically. So for example the 1 month backup plan is always mostly basically 15 days 10 days backup plans are always there. So basically it will not affect too much basically. If anything happening to the text box area, then basically recreation happens very fast, and the lots of manipulation happens very fast. The systems get designed very fast. Like this basically generally things are doing very fast. Like this basically nobody will able to understand that basically there's something has happened to the text box area. And then basically many backups are also there, backup plans are also there. So basically it's very difficult to track basically. So basically you can say government secrets are also, nobody is supposed to track the government secrets also. For that up to that level backup plans are also there, because this is the government secret basically. On the base of this only the government exists. So like this basically you can say there are many secrets of the government. This is text box is one of the secrets. So basically I am not discussing here about the government secret, we are just discussing the question answer. That is basically how basically if condition, loop condition, for loop condition, while loop condition are basically designed. So here we are not able to, not here to discuss the government secrets basically. That's basically their property, they have done the hard work, so they are keeping the secrets. So basically we are here not discussing about the government's hard work, up to what level the government has done the hard work, and the certain groups have done up to the level hard work. We are not discussing that basically. Here we are just discussing our normal thing basically, that is how if loop is created, sorry, if conditions are created. Basically if conditions basically are used by all the most of software, all the programming companies like SAP is there, Salesforce is there, Mainframe is there, COBOL is there, Then Pascal is there, then the .NET is there, C is there, C++ is there, Java is there, .NET is there, Python is there, Python is there, PHP is there, D2K is there, Visual Basic is there, ASP is there. Like this, basically, there are many n number of programming languages. Basically, WordPress is there nowadays, and .NET is there. Then, like this, basically, there are thousands of programming language where basically if condition are used. So these if condition are basically physically created somewhere. Basically, we just have to use the if condition. That's all. Nothing we have to worry. But somebody has done very lots of hard work basically for that. Basically, we can say. So, like this, if condition is created by the physical in the physical locations, there basically each and every conditions are already taken. So, in this world, basically 1 lakh project is there, right? So basically, if any new project comes into the market, that basically directly it's tracked by the power companies. Basically, that's why basically power and energy companies is keeping track of each and every software company. They are not directly looking into software company with the camera. They are not doing like that. Basically, they are checking just the energy basically of the each and every people and each and every company's employees basically. That's all. From that only, basically, they are easily able to track the which project is ongoing, what they are thinking. So just imagine up to what level the conditions are there. Project power company basically just to just they just need the energy information of the each and every employees basically who are working in the project. So according to that, basically they are tracking it that this project is ongoing. So power company basically knows each and everything basically which project is ongoing in which company basically and which person is doing which project basically. So each and every projects basically are tracked like this. Basically 1 lakh project is there because why this is getting tracked, that is basically reason is that one that if condition physical location is created, text box condition is there, there basically physical conditions are there, that is basically thousand cities are created. For if condition, thousand cities are created. For loop, basically thousand cities are created. For while loop, basically there are thousand cities are created. Because each and every things are created and they are getting mapped to each and every place. Basically, that's why basically the power companies are tracking each and every power companies, each and every software companies projects. Basically, you can say. So this is basically so this tracking basically happens in most of basically company because computer are getting used in each and every software companies basically. So basically, and programming is done in each and every software, each and every computer basically. Like this, basically, each and every things are getting tracked basically. You can say. So if condition is there, while loop condition is there, for loop conditions are there, then basically each and every conditions are basically created as a physical location. So basically, this is about the third question, that is basically if while loop for loop basically have the physical location basically we can say, and which has done lots of hard work and which has created by lots of people and lots of hard work is done. Then it's basically the n number basically you can say the hard work basically has done by the certain group. So in basically next part basically that would be 89th part. In 89th part we are going to discuss little bit more about the another question.